I'm here today with Stella. And Stella, I have a couple questions to ask you. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first question is, do you know what human rights are?
Mm-hmm.
Could you give me a simple definition of human rights?
It's like the rights that a human has.
And what do you think the most important right that a human has is?
Well, like probably voting rights.
I think voting rights are the
No,
most important. And why?
probably like being able to like do what you want and not
So
be
just
controlled.
freedom?
Yeah.
And why do you think that's the most important?
Because then you're not being like controlled and having to be told what to do.
Okay, thank you, Stella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm here now with Spencer. Spencer, is it okay if I ask you a few questions?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what human rights are?
Yes.
Could you give me a simple definition of human rights?
Rights that are given to a human.
Okay. And what do you think the most important human right is and why?
I'd say voting rights because if not everyone has the same right to vote, if not everyone has the right to vote, then wouldn't be a very equal chance for some whatever you call it, whoever people are voting for can have a more less fair chance at winning what they're running as.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I'm here now with Adam. Adam, is it okay if I ask you a couple questions?
Yes,
Do you know what human rights are?
I think so.
Could you give a simple definition of human rights?
A simple definition. Inalienable rights that every human is born with, that can't be taken away.
Pretty good definition, yeah. What do you think the most important human right is? And why?
The most important human right. Well, I don't know how general or specific to be, but I would say freedom.
Yeah?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, that can mean a lot of different things, but in general, freedom.
Why do you think that?
Because I think that people are spirits of free will, and that needs to be how people live in order to um, not feel trapped and stifled,
Yeah.
and to maximize their potential.
Yeah, I agree with you. Alright, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, a couple key takeaways from the questions I asked these three people. First of all, I wanted to ask people at different ages to see if I would get different responses. So, I asked Stella. She is 11 years old. Yeah. And when I asked her the definition of human rights, she gave a very short, simple response. And then when I asked her what she thought the most important right was, she started by saying political rights, but changed it to freedom. Very short response, simple. She said that she thought the most important right was for people to be free, and I agree with her. And then on to Spencer, he is 15 years old. He gave a similar definition to Stella, short and simple. And then he said that he thought the most important right was political rights. So it was interesting. They're a little different. Stella started by saying that, but she changed. That was Spencer's main idea. And then on to Adam. He is 45. His definition was a little longer, a little bit bigger words, but the same concept as the other two. And then when I asked him what he thought the most important human right was, he thought about for a second, and he gave a pretty long answer. He described what exactly he thought the most important right was and why in depth, and it was interesting to see how much more detail he went into than the other two.